Hello everyone, my name is Ricardo Minhos. In this series of videos, I will be demonstrating how to use Update Service to set up the Offline POS using the new web replication with Azure Storage. In this video, I will cover the preparation of the packages that are needed to be installed in the Update Service server to prepare the Offline POS installer. In this folder, we already have the Offline POS Preparing Installation project that has been downloaded from our partner portal. What you need to do is to run it, and don't forget that it's always advisable to run the installer as an administrator. We already have Update Service Server installed, so I will select the second option to install the Preparing Installation project. Here you have a few parameters that needs to be entered. Briefly, the project directory is the folder where the PowerShell scripts will be exported to, so you can just leave it as it is. The company name is a default company name that will be created on a POS after the database is created. The package prefix is used to set a prefix for the custom update service packages that you will create in your customer's update service server. If, for instance, your customer name is Kronos, you can set the prefix to Kronos. You will later see how custom packages will be named in the update service server. The SaaS Retail Web Service URL is the URL for the Retail Web Service endpoint. This endpoint is no longer used for this web replication method, but it was used in the hybrid server approach, and we kept it to make it easier for existing customers to migrate from the hybrid replication to web replication using Azure Storage. We are using this URL to parse some parameters that are needed for the base replication setup on the POS, and that includes the tenant ID, the environment name, and the company name in SaaS that's running the scheduler. I will replace the placeholders in the URL with the correct values for my current environment. Then we have the client ID and the client secret related to the Entra ID app created in the Azure tenant for the service-to-service authentication. For security reasons, I decided not to include the client secret here, so that it's not included in the installer. More information about this concern is included in our documentation, so I will rather enter the client secret later when I'm running the installer on the POS terminal. To continue, click on Next, and here you can see what is going to be installed. This project contains some PowerShell scripts that you'll run to create and import the packages to your customer's update service server. Let's click on Install to have those scripts exported to the destination folder. Okay, the installation was successful, and now we can close the installer. You can see that a folder called Offline POS has been created, and if you open this folder, you can see that you have a couple of files there. The next step is about creating and importing the packages, so you need to open a PowerShell console. I will use PowerShell ISC, but you can also use the regular PowerShell console. Again, it is always recommended to open it as an administrator. I'm going to change my current folder to C drive LS Retail Offline POS. Following our implementation guide, first thing to do is to create a license package. This is a package that will include the customer's license so that is automatically imported when running the Offline POS installer. What you need to do is to copy your customer's license to this folder. Next, you run the new license package script. I'm going to enter new license package, press on tab, and then I'm going to add the import flag. This script will basically create a license package and it will import it into your local update service server. I will press enter and here we can see the output. We can also see that an output folder has been created. This is where the zip file containing this package has been exported to. If we open the Update Service console and refresh the Packages page, we now have the new package that has just been created and imported. Just one quick note. One thing that happens quite often is that we forget to include the import flag. If that happens, the package or the zip file will still be created but will not be imported into the Update Service server. And if you run again the script and you include the import flag, you will get this error stating that the zip file already exists in the output folder. You have two options here. You can either delete the zip file from the output folder or just add the force flag when running the new license package script. So, these are the steps required to create a license package that will be included in the POS bundle. Next step is to review the Project.json file. This is a configuration file that lives in the destination folder and that is used in the scripts included to get some information like, for example, what Business Central and LS Central version the POS should be based on. You can see that most of the parameters you have entered when running the Prepare Installation installer for the Offline POS will be listed in this file. By default, the latest LS Central is used and Business Central platform and application versions are inherited accordingly. If you want to use different versions, please have a look in our implementation guide as we have all the information on where to get the right version to be used and how to properly populate these fields in the Project.json file. I will leave the Project.json file as it is because at this point there is nothing that needs to be changed. In the next step, you will download some packages provided by LS Retail from our public update service server to your customer's local update service server. To do that, you will run the get ls central packages script. You key in get ls, press tab and then press enter. All the packages included in the script will now be downloaded. Downloading the packages from our public update service server might take a couple of minutes depending on your internet connection speed. Now that the packages have been downloaded, let's open the Update Service Server console and refresh the packages list. The downloaded packages will now be available in your customer's local update service server. Next step is to create the bundle for the POS. A bundle is just a group of packages and you will create a bundle that will include all the packages that you want to be included on the POS. To create the bundle, you run the new bundle package script. Let's open this script and have a look. Here you can see what the script is doing. And under dependencies, you can see what packages will be included in the bundle. Please note that these packages might also have some dependencies, meaning that more packages than the ones listed here might be installed. You can see that the POS bundle depends on several packages like SQL Server Express, Business Central Web Client, Business Central Application, and the LS Central Applications package. It also includes the hardware station and the app shell packages, and the license package that we have created before. These packages are the main ones and would be enough to have the POS up and running. But for the offline POS with web replication using Azure Storage, we have included two additional packages. The web replication Azure Storage data package is responsible for injecting the minimum required setup to run the scheduled job on the POS to communicate to the head office and to the Azure Storage. And the Web Service Auto Subscription package is responsible for triggering the web services subscription in the POS automatically, so that you don't need to do it manually like it used to happen in the past for the hybrid server setup. Let's create the bundle. All that's needed is to run the new bundle package script and include the import flag so that the bundle is imported to your customer's local update service server. I will now open the update service console, refresh the packages list, and if you search for bundle, you will find the bundle you have just created. If you click on it, you can see the versions available for this bundle, and if you click on a specific version, you can see what packages are included. Now that you have created a POS bundle, you need to create an installer for this bundle. This is the installer that you will download from the local update service server, copy to each POS terminal and run it there. To create the installer, just run the new installer creator script. Once you have done it, open the installers page in the local update service console and you can see the installer there. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.